What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to The Secrets of a Silent Witch, this time with episode 9, I believe. Yep, episode 9. A really good episode last week, quite a shocking turn of events with the horse girl actually not being who she said she was. Although I still quite like her, to be honest with you. She's very much a criminal. She was trying to commit terrorism, but I can't really disagree with her feelings, to be honest. Thank you for the comments as well. Let me know there was even more that would have kind of explained her actions, and even more I kind of again just see her side of things, like, yeah, you know what, maybe if I was in your situation I might do something similar. Who's to say? Probably not, but might. And yeah, quite a bit of action with the removal of the barrier, of course. Use that same spell we used in that first episode to deal with all those dragons. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. But I mean, I do have slight doubts, but I haven't really got too many doubts that the horse girl will continue to be a part of the story. She just needs, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I'd like it if she was. As I said, it's an interesting kind of part of her character now that I'd like to explore even further. So it'd be a shame if we don't see too much more of her, but I feel like we will. I feel like her and Monica will still be friends, even though she said she didn't like her. I feel like maybe she was trying to convince herself. Didn't look too awfully convinced by herself by the end of the last episode, did she? Bit of a bonfire night reference here, perhaps. Guy Fawkes night. Jesus. Well, let's fucking hope not. Bloody hell. I mean, yeah. Like I said, she was kind of a terrorist, but should she die? Quite the ruthless outcome for her, wouldn't it? Although, again, she tried killing other people, so it's a tough one, this, isn't it? Because logically, if I was to see this written on script, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, probably does deserve to die. But seeing her backstory and such, it's a bit more complicated, isn't it? Looks like she found a bit of a loophole. She's quite incredible, as I said. She very well, yeah, could suffer a lot for her actions here, but and it's quite funny when you think of it. I mean, it's almost essentially the same. It's not really the same thing, but when you think of like the scale of Casey's case here, of multiple killings, terrorism, or to assassinate a royal family. Like, there's a big list of crimes, and it's probably much worse than the girl that poisoned Monica. When you think of it like that, it's like big assassination, bomb, explosion, versus small poisoning, which wasn't even lethal. Quite funny because that Casey is undoubtedly, from this anyway, I think is going to get a much less, if any, kind of punishment, much less severe, if any, kind of punishment for her actions. Whereas that girl, not sure exactly what happened to her, but it's fair to say I think her life's probably ruined. And I say it like as a small thing, poisoning someone. Like, yes, it was a big thing, and maybe it could have been lethal, but it's just like the scale of those, and the scale of the outcome of them both is actually quite amazing, really, isn't it? I think it maybe just shows how kind of pure convictions and being somewhat sincere to yourself and your feelings and such, kind of, even if you are in a terrible situation, can give you a better outcome than if you were to be like the poison girl. I mean, you could say they're both assassination attempts, to be fair, but I feel like Monica drank a lot of that poison. That's it. Okay. Well, at least she's alive. Okay. So we won't probably be seeing too much more of her. It kind of sucks a little bit, but better than killing her. It's not that, is it? I feel like it'd be impossible. Like, there's certain people out there, like CIA agents and stuff, that probably could, and undercover agents and such, that I don't know. Even, sorry to pause again, but even then, you actually see like stories of like agents, like police officers and such, that do go undercover, that actually are kind of consumed. Like, they join like a gang, and they are actually consumed by that, and they do end up actually that they're no longer the undercover agent in a gang. They're just like a gang member. And I feel like if I was if I was in this situation, it'd be incredibly hard for me to separate who I really am to the role that I'm playing. I'd inevitably imbue a lot of who I am just as a person in that character, because it'd be really impossible to act 24/7. So then the difference between those two characters, the real me and the person I'm playing, end up kind of blending into one. A little bit like being a internet kind of personality. Not so much in my videos, because it's just me kind of rattling and initially reacting to something, but in kind of formatted, scripted videos and such, I think you're you're not like, yes, you're watching the kind of YouTuber there, but it is, at the end of the day, like with a lot of the big YouTubers especially, it is like an internet personality. It's not actually their personality. From my experience, I don't talk nearly this much, especially when I'm watching something. I just sit there in silence. But if I was to be with people as well, I wouldn't talk as much, because it'd be annoying asking questions all the time, and pausing like this, for example. So there are differences from the real me to the person you see on here. I try to be as 100% real as possible and such, but again, inevitably, I'm never going to talk this much during watching something ever, apart from when I'm watching on my YouTube channel. So that is like a different kind of persona, I guess. Oh, I fucked up the timing. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I think especially with people like Monica, again, I'm a little bit that way inclined as well to how Monica is. I think especially for our kind of like empathetic, introverted people, it's especially even harder to actually separate a role you're trying to play versus who you actually are. Again, in this situation with Monica, I'd pretty much just be myself, and I think she is being herself. Yeah, you're asking the impossible there, really. No, again, I think she did end up growing. I think probably initially she maybe didn't like Monica, but I think she definitely seemed to have grown to like her, at the very least here, right? How can you not? Maybe should have played your role a little bit longer. Damn. Wow. Is this the last time we see this woman? You know what I was going to say, and I'm going to say now. It makes you almost appreciate, almost makes you appreciate that blonde girl even more. How lovely she is. So I never really understood like handkerchiefs, like especially in the olden days. I get it, but isn't that not just like kind of disgusting? Even if you do like wash it and iron it, I feel like that's one of those things that just like doesn't matter how much you wash it, it's always gonna like. I'll always look at it and I'll always see like a bunch of snot. Ah, he witnessed that. Did we? Did we? I don't think we knew that before. No, I don't remember seeing that. Wow, he's got a bit of a crush on her to say the least. Maybe we saw that. It's been well, it hasn't been that long for me, but it's been a little while since I watched that first episode. I don't remember seeing him. Maybe it's just that it wasn't that significant then. What was that? She plopped on her head. Yeah, I brought her up a minute ago. I think the only person that can help Monica out of this really is I don't know this girl's name, but this blonde girl here. Spend a bit of time with her, I think, especially since we can't spend any with the redhead girl. Don't honestly, that's a good idea. Even if you can't, if even if you know it doesn't can't reach her, it might be a good idea just to get those feelings out on paper like that. A little bit like Violet Evergarden. Do you know what? She looks a little bit like Violet Evergarden. A little bit. So that's why I pointed out because with Casey it was that like she was trying to like get in this position I think, whereas with her it is just like that. It's just who she is, isn't it? It's just lovely. So when something like that happens, wow. That not. Oh jeez, that must have hurt. Big fall like that. I love the way she flopped off this. But yeah, just that like unconditional kind of love and niceness just like stands out so much more after this whole situation. It goes with what I said earlier. But yeah, I want to watch her fall off again. I don't think I've ever, maybe when I was younger, but I don't think I've, certainly not for a long time, I've been on the back of a horse. But I would be quite unsettled. I think I don't think I'd be very great at it. It took me ages to learn how to ride a bike and balance on a bike. So yeah. I guess the grass kind of broke her fall a little bit. You got the right build for being a jockey, is it? I will say these horse eyes are quite scary. I wouldn't say creepy, but he certainly seems to be taking advantage of his standing right here, doesn't he? Considering, again, I'm pretty sure he's got a bit of a crush on her. Again, I wouldn't say it's bad per se, but like, I feel like he's abusing his position for personal reasons here a little bit, maybe. And then again, if you were king or to be king, would you not abuse your position? Is the answer to that? Like, fuck yeah, doing anything I wanted. But like in a romantic sense, I don't think that's quite as acceptable, in my opinion. But again, nothing really wrong with this. Just saying, just pointing it out. Bit of chess again. Blitz. I'm gonna try not to analyze it this time. I spent ages initially analysing it, didn't I? Also, someone did let me know that there was a little bit of context missing from this guy's character as well, where he was a little bit more egregious. True, nevertheless, though, isn't it? I mean, to be fair, you need to be adaptable, so I still don't really blame him for that. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not all about winning or losing either. If she learnt a lesson there, so now we just need to teach her en passant. En croissant, en passant. You can't ballroom dance. You say that nowadays, you're getting ripped to shreds. You can't even ballroom dance. He almost seems like a bit of a child Monica, doesn't he? Right. How did you not see that? The peripheral vision going on is incredible. How little peripheral vision do you need to not be able to see that on a fucking empty ass fucking winter tree? No leaves, blue skies, not much in view. You can't see that hanging there. Oh, oh shit. No, that's not. Oh my god! Holy shit! It impaled him. Holy shit! Holy crap! How the hell did he get impaled by that? Never seen that. You know what? As many horror movies as I've seen, as many deaths by trees. I always think of the Jason one in is it part 6 where there's people in paint with paintball guns. It just slams their face and like smiley face. I love that kill. A lot of people hate that one. I like that one a lot. As many kills as I've seen near trees. Chuck and Dale versus Evil. I think there's at least one. I've never seen someone just randomly getting impaled like that. And you know what? It's not impossible. So again, I imagine how much of this tree broke. Like, sorry guys, this whole segment there's a few questionable things here. Like, I can even understand him dying from this if he was to break off and then, I could see it like maybe falling sideways and then you falling on top of it and then getting. I think I've seen that happen, but like not falling from a tree, just getting like impaled by like a branch. But what is this up here, top left? Why is half of the tree broken? Surely that amount of that big I don't know if you call it a branch because it's so big. Surely that wouldn't have just broke off from this little boy's weight. Surely, right? As I assumed it was just like this edge of it kind of snapped off, but that I guess, yeah, I guess so. Maybe it's not all that questionable. Maybe that's just me being picky, but that looks like a huge chunk of tree to fall off from this kid's weight, doesn't it? Or do you reckon it's the case that this kid actually kind of planned this to happen? Do you reckon I mean, it's evident he put the book up there in the first place, but do you think he made it so the tree was about to kind of snap, so it'd snap when the next person went up there, maybe? It's quite incredible he survived this as well. I think, as with a lot of things in a kind of show with magic involved, you can put it down to magic saving him, but it's quite incredible he didn't die from the time of the person getting to him to use magic to heal him. Because that is a lot of blood. But yeah, Jesus, didn't expect that. Or he has to commit seppuku right here. Also, why is it that his butler servant looks exactly like him? Well, this is a lot like the situation with Casey, isn't it? Monica kind of fell in friendship because she's not too accustomed to it, and yeah, this is a lot like that. So there's a lot of things mirror the last arc of Casey right there to this little backstory, isn't there? And again, this Denker we'll call him. Yeah, he is quite reminiscent in his younger days of Monica. Yeah, but yeah, quite a few. Like, I know they're very different stories, but there's a lot of things that mirrored in these stories, isn't there? Actually, a lot of very similar things going on. This wall. I think you seemed okay with it. Really. Yeah, I guess the blame had to go somewhere. Okay, so it's placed on him. That sucks. I guess that is that thing, isn't it? Of like someone, yeah, they had to blame someone. Someone's got to take the fall. That really sucks. Well, better than her dying still, but yeah, got her bloody crying again. Call her Takamichi at this point. A crybaby hero. It is quite funny, isn't it? So many people hate Takamichi for crying so much from Tokyo Revengers. I quite like Tokyo Revengers in a kind of cheesy kind of way. Um, so many people hate him for that, but so many people love characters like this. I guess because their writing's quite a bit better to their character, perhaps. But I don't really get how you can just hate someone who cries a lot without actually like exploring their character a bit more. Maybe what I'm trying to say here, like looking deeper than just someone like a crybaby. Got to put her to bed. See, how could this might sound really bad. This probably will sound really bad. But how can you get married to a boy that looks like this? Look at like this. Like this guy, this kid looks like he's 10. He acts like he's 10. He looks and acts like he's 10. How can you marry this kid? Like, I don't want to sound bad or anything, but like, how do you look at that and be like, yep, that's my husband in a year, 2 years time? Like, Jesus, man. And she's like totally taken by that. I guess, yeah. I guess that's more of a traditional stance. My thoughts on that, but like, yeah, kid's like a 10-year-old. But yeah, a good episode today. Like I said, I really like how that kind of second story was again very different, but very much mirrored a similar situation. I can't exactly word it perfectly, but yeah, that whole kind of him falling from the branch, taking that and taking that responsibility himself for his actions. It all just, yeah, it felt quite a bit like the situation with Monica and Casey, didn't it? not used to doing stuff like that. Monica's not used to making loads of new friends and getting to know people and stuff. I gotta say, this is certainly one of my favourite songs of the whole season. I like this song a lot. When I first heard the only song I've heard other than this from this artist, I absolutely loved it, from Jujutsu Kaisen. I absolutely loved that. I listened to that song a hell of a lot, so I was bound to like this. And we have got a bit of an end sequence. I'm trying to think if there was any more kind of similarities. I think it, but yeah, if any of you guys let me know anything you kind of found between the two kind of stories with Monica and Casey, and then with Denka, the prince, and his kind of child. Do let me know, because I think there's even more there than maybe I even kind of figured out, kind of relating the two. And I think it is, I mean, obviously that was quite intentional for them to kind of be mirror stories a little bit, but there is, again, seemingly so much in common between Monica and the prince that I think that is undoubtable that they are intentionally similar. The fact that this is, I think, adapted from a light novel, I think. I think that light novels do also kind of feel a bit more kind of rich in kind of what they're trying to say in the story and the characters as well. So yeah, not saying that manga can't be. I mean, there's plenty of incredible stuff like Summer Hikaru died there in this season, but for like light novels, you get a bit like there's a lot more material, if you know what I'm saying. Felix Saga Riddle. Who is that? The Star Seer Witch. We haven't seen her at all, I don't think. I think we've only seen the two, haven't we? Monica and the barrier dude. Mary Harvey. Man, they've all got such generic names, haven't they? Mary Harvey. The Star, for English people anyway. The Star Seer Witch. I wonder if that's what Japanese like anime characters' names are like. I wonder if they're all just like super generic, or for the most case anyway. Obviously not all of them, but a lot of them are like super generic Japanese names, like Takashi or something. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. A really good episode today. Like I said, love how the kind of stories went with each other. With the two halves of the episode, I thought was really cool. Nice outcome as well here. Not a perfect outcome. An outcome which we probably won't see Casey again. Maybe some point later in the story, but not anytime soon at the very least. But yeah, a situation where she kind of got away with it. But I say get away with it, she's obviously got she's now like banished and so on, so it's not like a perfect outcome for her, and it's not a perfect outcome for Monica either. She doesn't just get to see her friend survive, but she has to deal with Cyril actually taking the kind of downfall. Doesn't seem like anything too serious is going to happen to him, but inevitably with this whole kind of event being placed upon him, I imagine there is some kind of repercussions. So it's not just a kind of perfect scenario. It's a case where yes, there's like some give and take with this, which I really appreciate as well. I think that's good writing, not to have just like your happy fairy tale ending. Such like there's that case of happy fairy tale end, there's that case of like absolute doomer ending where things are just like super harsh and the harsh reality of things. And I think this strikes a nice kind of balance in kind of being realistic, but also kind of being a nice-ish kind of conclusion to things. And as I said during the episode, I think that just really does shine a light on this blonde girl and just how impressive she is as a human being. So hopefully we do see a bit more of her and see Monica spend a bit of time with her as well. Again, really like this little bit backstory here also. And a little bit of revealed kind of information. I think anyway, it might have already been shown, but from that first episode where he was kind of watching Monica in the past and seemingly has like a little bit of a childhood crush on her or something. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section. Again, let me know anything I kind of missed out story wise and character wise in this episode. I think there was, again, quite a bit going on here, so may have missed a couple of things. So again, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode as well. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you next week with episode 10.